Number 10 tells me to find the value of x in the circle y. I had a lot of people tell me that they didn't know how to find y, but y is just the name of the circle, it's just the point of the vertex. The information they did give me is that this angle right here is 80 degrees. This is an inscribed angle, which means that the vertex of our angle is on the circle. So this is going to be one of those ice cream cone ones. There's less ice cream at the bottom of the cone, more at the top, so you're going to multiply by 2. 80 times 2 is 160. So I know that that arc right there must be 160 degrees. They told me the arc was 13x minus 9. Well, from there, I know that 13x minus 9 must be 60. So I'll say 13x minus 9 equals 60. I'm sorry, 160. Then I'll solve my equation. I'll add 9 to both sides, and I'll get 13x equals 169. Then from there, I'm going to need to divide both sides by 13. 169 divided by 13 is 13. So x is 13. Now, looking at number 11, let me try to move this out of the way. So for number 11, it tells me to find the value of x. So they told me that this arc right here is 142 degrees. They also told me that this central angle is 52 degrees. Remember, a central angle is an angle whose vertex is at the center of the circle. The central angle will always match the arc that it goes with. So if this is 52 degrees, then this arc must also be 52 degrees. From there, I know that this chord is congruent to this chord. Congruent chords create congruent arcs. So if this arc is 52, this arc must also be 52 degrees. Then from there, I know that all the arcs of a circle add up to be 360. So if I add up the arcs that I have, 52 plus 52 plus 142, that gives me 246. So I know that if I add x to 246, that'll be 360 degrees. Or you could have set it up without putting 246. You could have said 52 plus 52 plus 142 plus x equals 360. So what I'll need to do is subtract 246 from both sides, and I get x equals 114 degrees. You can always double check your answer by plugging it back in and saying, okay, if that's 114, then is 114 plus 52 plus 142 plus 52, is that going to give me a whole circle of 360? It is, so then you're good to go. For this next one, let me grab a highlighter. It gives me some arc measures and some angle measures. So the first thing I'm going to do is highlight the arcs that they gave me and the chords that connect them. Now from there, I have my bow tie. I need to make sure that the angle that I'm looking for or that they gave me is actually inside the bow tie. In this case, it is. Keep in mind, if they had given me this number instead, that number is not part of my bow tie. It's not on the inside of my bow tie. So I would need to find the supplementary angle, or if they gave me this one, I could subtract from 180 to get here, because we have that straight line. Remember, a straight line's 180. We don't have to worry about that for this one. But remember, what you're doing here is you're basically finding the average of the arcs will give you that angle. Or you can say arc plus arc divided by 2 gives me the angle. So 70 plus x divided by 2 gives me the angle measure, which is 55. So in order to solve this problem, we're going to need to multiply both sides of our equation by 2. When I multiply by 2, this 2 and the 2 in the denominator of the fraction are going to cancel each other out. And I am left with 70 plus x equals 110. From there, I can subtract 70 from both sides. And when you subtract 70 from both sides, you get that x equals 40. And then you are all set.